What's up? These. I want to talk about these today. Playing cards. Why I carry them? Day. So let's talk about it. I find myself in the weirdest spaces to do these kind of things. I just had you right tucked there in the blankets. So that's fun. I carry playing cards with me almost every single day. I'm going to tell you exactly why I do that. And I'll be right back. This right here. You may be asking, why did you bring out a shoebox if we're talking about playing cards? Well, this is no ordinary shoebox because it's a bit heavy. But as you can see, it is stuffed full of playing cards. So yeah, I have a lot of playing cards. And let me tell you why. And you might have seen a little bit of that in the B-roll, but since lockdown happened, since a lot of things happened, I've always kind of been into playing cards. And you know, normally you'll have something like this. Everybody's familiar with it. You know what it is. Everybody knows these playing cards. These are iconic. These are when you think of playing cards, you think of these. And being that a lot of you primarily are here because of my former EDC content, I sprinkled in a little bit of playing cards here and there. My first breakdown of my EDC was, I mentioned playing cards. If you follow any of my Instagram lately, you may have seen a ton of content about playing cards, and that's because it's, aside from EDC, that is one of my biggest hobbies, is collecting playing cards. One, I like to do Magic. I'm not a professional by any means. I don't perform Magic anywhere else. It was more just a pastime when lockdown hit. You know, everybody was kind of stuck inside for, we didn't know how long at that point. And so for me, it was kind of just something to keep me out of boredom. Started watching creators like Chris Ramsey, Kier Gomes, fellow Arizona creator, Peter McKinnon, you know, worked for tons of Magic companies, Illusionist being one of them. And so for me, I've kind of always been around playing cards, especially the last couple of years. So for me, it kind of was a really smooth segue to that hobby. Playing cards are relatively inexpensive. You can pick up these playing cards for $3. It's a really easy way to pass the time if you're not into Magic. Card games. If you find yourself in a group of people at a bar or at a restaurant and you know you're at a dinner rush and it's 45 minutes till food comes out, break out a deck of playing cards, start playing a game. Also, yes, they are just paper, but some of them get insanely intricate, just like these. These are probably some of my favorite playing cards. This Grateful Dead deck of cards is produced by Theory 11, who makes some of the most intricate playing cards. And it really goes all into the details. Inside of the box, you have detailing. Grateful Dead, kind of the idea of the Grateful Dead really became hyped after Nike's collaboration with them and their dunks. And if you follow sneakers, you know the Grateful Dead dunks. And now they made their way to playing cards. And these are some of the most beautiful cards, as you can see here. But you have cards like the Ace. This is an insanely custom deck of cards that doubles as art. And that's what a lot of people who collect playing cards see them as, is art. Some of my favorite cards come out of Theory 11. You have decks like Star Wars and Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. They just came out with a deck of Stranger Things playing cards, Batman playing cards. The theme of these playing cards are so vast. There's such a wide variety when it comes to Theory 11. And what I love about them is, you know, you have your basics here and there, but Theory 11 really goes out of their way to produce high quality playing cards. On that note, the pouch that I carry every day that I talked about in my last video, I carry these Monarch playing cards everywhere with me. These are my favorite cards. I mean it when I say that these are my favorite. The reason that at the end of the day I carry playing cards is because it's become something personal for me. Playing cards might not be your thing, probably aren't, but they are my thing. It's something that I've learned to just have on me all the time. Same with EDC. If you've never carried a knife before, you don't really have any reason to carry a knife that you think. There are plenty of uses for carrying pocket knives. I find every single use under the sun to use my knife because I like doing it. Flashlight. If you've never carried a flashlight before, you probably don't think of a lot of reasons that you would carry a flashlight until you carry one. For me, I've learned that every single time I don't have a deck of playing cards with me, I regret it. I really wish, because I have a little bit of downtime during my day, and I can it's something to fidget with, because I can just do this all day. I don't know if that was even in frame, but if I'm bored, that's what I do. It's more than anything kind of a fidget thing for me to just play around with playing cards. There's something so satisfying about that. I mean, who wouldn't love that? Or if you want to do a magic trick, this is fun. To just do that, and it's easy. It's really, really easy and simple. You know, we're right here on YouTube, and that's how I learned to do magic and to do fancy stuff with cards. Is literally I got bored one day while on lockdown and was like, you know what? I have a couple decks of playing cards around. Let's put them to use. And I haven't looked back since that day. And have I spent too much money on playing cards? Maybe. But we're not going to talk about that. Same reason some of you might have a wildly absorbent amount of money into EDC gear, which is fine. Titanium pens are expensive. Titanium scales for your knives are expensive. Any hobby out there can get expensive if you want it to be. But for me, I was in a position to where, you know, I wasn't into the EDC gear. I wasn't into a lot of things outside of playing cards. And for me, it was something to do that didn't really cost any money. A lot of times I carry it just for me. Sometimes I carry it to entertain other people. But the end goal is still the same. I always have a deck of playing cards on me. And it's something that I've grown to love. It's something that has become a part of who I am. Ask anybody in my group of people that I know, and they're like, yep, Zach always has a deck of playing cards with him. And if you can't find me, look for the sound. I mean, come on, let me get close to the mic. Don't tell me that that is not a satisfying ASMR sound. I'm not an ASMR person, but if I had that on repeat, I'd be a millionaire based off of the amount of views that I would have on YouTube. But that's it, really. This video has gone on a lot longer than what I wanted it to go on because it's just playing cards. If you have made it this far in the video, leave a like down below, leave a comment on if you like playing cards, and if you don't, tell me why you don't. But yeah, that's all I've got. So I'll check in with you next time, and peace.